Hi everyone, Tracy DW here. Haiti's national football team qualified for the expanded 48-team 2026 World Cup, marking only the second World Cup appearance in the country's history. Their first appearance was at the 1974 FIFA World Cup. The achievement is particularly significant because Haiti has faced political instability, economic hardship, natural disasters and security challenges. So football has become a source of national pride and unity amid these difficulties. Much has been discussed about Haiti's situation in terms as to whether the origins of the country's problems are caused by its history of colonial and foreign political oppression or its own internal inhibiting factors. Once known as the Jewel of the Antilles, Haiti was one of the world's richest colonies in terms of crop production. It accounted for almost 50% of France's GDP. In 1492, Columbus encountered the western part of the island and established an early settlement called Navidad. The island became a Spanish colony and renamed Hispaniola, or Little Spain. In 1697, the western portion, accounting for around 3/8 of the island, was ceded by the Spanish to France through the Treaty of Ryswick, and this portion of the island was renamed San Domingo. The French established and enforced a ruthless system of enslavement where thousands of Africans were shipped from the west coast of Africa, America and other Caribbean islands. The trade pattern wasn't so much as a profitable triangle, but a one-way street where coffee and predominantly sugar were shipped to France, refined and distributed across Europe and traded for other luxury goods and materials. Haiti's historical significance is huge. It was the first country in the world to abolish slavery, the second republic in the Americas, and the only state formed as a direct result of a successful slave revolt. Although it is a founding member of the United Nations and Association of Caribbean States, a member of CARICOM, the International Monetary Fund and the World Trade Organization, it is a contradiction that Haiti remains the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Key issues include low incomes and high unemployment, limited access to quality healthcare and education, food insecurity affecting large portions of the population, dependence on remittances sent by Haitians living abroad. The Haitian Revolution began on an August night in 1791, where it wasn't long before Africans claimed their first real victim in capturing and burning the Cap Français, the French seat of colonial power on the island. A former enslaved African, Toussaint Louverture, 1743 to 1803, a truly dynamic and forceful military leader, was instrumental in gathering the masses and morphing them into an army that was so effective that during the course of the next decade it was able to withstand the attack of any anti-revolutionist, including tens of thousands of British redcoats between 1794 to 99. After the success of the slave revolt, San Domingo was renamed Haiti, the original name for the island given by the indigenous Taino people who were wiped out by the Spanish. The first constitution stated that only Africans could rule in Haiti and rejected the ideology of European control and African enslavement. The 22nd of December 1803 marked not only the beginning of a new republic, but also the end of the French Empire in the Americas. with the sale of Louisiana to the newly independent American 13 colonies earlier that year. 4 years later, Britain marked the abolishment of slavery in 1807 and then across its empire in 1833 to formally bring about the end of First World slavery and perhaps to gain some kind of moral capital in answer to the events in Haiti. Today, Haiti faces a combination of political, economic, security and environmental challenges that reinforce one another. Many analysts describe the country as experiencing a multi-dimensional crisis. To understand the roots of this crisis, go back to my first season and check out the episode Haiti, Divine Intervention Meets Human Failure. The most immediate challenge is the growth of armed gangs, particularly in and around Port-au-Prince. Gangs control significant parts of the capital and key transport routes. Kidnappings, extortion, and armed clashes have displaced hundreds of thousands of people. Access to schools, hospitals, and markets is often disrupted. The weakness of the police force has made it difficult for the state to maintain control. This insecurity has become the central obstacle to economic recovery and political stability as Haiti has struggled with unstable governance for decades. The assassination of Jovenel Moise in 2021 created a major political vacuum. Elections have been repeatedly delayed, and many Haitians have limited trust in political institutions. Governments often struggle to exercise authority outside major urban areas as the lack of stable democratic institutions makes it difficult to address other national problems. Many essential systems remain underdeveloped. Challenges include poor roads and transportation networks, limited electricity access, inadequate water systems, fragile healthcare, and education infrastructure. Infrastructure weaknesses, which make disaster response and economic development more difficult. Environmental problems make Haiti more vulnerable to disasters. Extensive deforestation has reduced forest cover, soil erosion lowers agricultural productivity, and flood risks increase when vegetation is removed. Rural livelihoods become more fragile, and these issues contribute to food insecurity and migration. When the earthquake hit Haiti in 2010, I remember watching the news and listening to rapper Wyclef Jean making a declaration to run as a presidential candidate for his own country. I thought that this was such a noble and patriotic thing to do, but I was surprised and appalled at the lack of support that he received. How could the international community pat itself on the back for bringing aid to Haiti, while ignoring a man who wanted to do the best for his own country? Upon learning more about the country's history, I have come to understand more about why this has happened. The denial of self-empowerment and a refusal to give a country some recognition even in the face of natural disaster leaves a bitter taste in the mouth and is hard to swallow. On a lighter note, we look forward to more history making on the pitch, as Haiti is drawn into Group C alongside Brazil, Morocco and Scotland's national football teams. This is a challenging group, particularly with Brazil and Morocco among the strongest teams in international football. Haiti opened the tournament with a narrow 1-0 defeat to Scotland. Their remaining group matches are against Brazil on the 19th of June and Morocco on the 24th. Whether Haiti advances will depend on earning points from those matches and competing for one of the qualification places available in the expanded tournament format. The most famous moment from Haiti's 1974 World Cup came when Haitian forward Emmanuel Sanon scored against Sep Mir, ending the goalkeeper's long streak without conceding a goal in World Cup play. For many Haitians, the 2026 qualification represents not only a sporting success, but also a rare positive story on the global stage during a difficult period in the country's history. If you liked this podcast, then stay on this listening platform, click the subscribe button and check out my other episodes related to this one, such as Haiti, Divine Intervention Meets Human Failure, and Zanu and Zapu, Contrasts and Similarities, both from my very first season. And don't forget what I call the heart and soul of the Stories to be Told movement, my stories or poetic narratives, Caribbean Wind, Caribbean Rush, Nights at the Round Table, the Berlin Conference 1884, and Gone with the Wind, Macmillan's Speech for Change. These are all available on the website in paperback, on Amazon in Kindle format, and in ebook format at Apple Books and all other digital platforms. And also, the publication of the latest 4 titles. Now, if you want to find out more, just visit storiestobetold.com and check out the learning platforms for The Journey's End, Giving Back Hong Kong, Bite from the Big Apple, A Story for New York, Hope for Zimbabwe, Arise the Phoenix, and A Story for South Africa. And if you'd like to sign up to my email list, just visit the website where you can opt in and receive your free samples of my first 4 titles. And finally, remember that you can also send me an audio message on the SpeakPipe link, which is also in the show notes, so don't be a stranger. Feel free to like, follow and share us on social media when you visit the website. Just click onto whichever social media link you would like to follow us on. And, as always, it's a pleasure and a privilege to share my learning journey with you in this podcast series, and I encourage you to either begin or continue your own, because history is a matter of fact or perspective. I'm Tracy DW, and this is a Stories to be Told podcast. Stay safe, stay well, stay blessed. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you again on the next page.